I tell you what I think is different about a Bridget Jones set is that everybody is so engaged with the world of Bridget. And that is really special, just to be around everybody who's so emotionally invested in this character.
Renée Zellweger arrives. What's that like?
She's so iconic. It would be easy for her to have this kind of, I don't know, this gravitas, this intimidation about her, but she's so humble and lovely and kind and sort of just goofy that it cuts through all of that.
You play a teacher, Chiwetel.
Yeah.
What were you both like at school, and are you good in the garden?
Everybody is very excited,
Right.
and when you finally read the script and you think, this is really, really good.
Yeah.
This is really, really good. This is really funny, really emotional. It hits so many different beats, and you just feel like this is exciting stuff.
And there is a shred off.
A shred off.
Yeah, because you both shredded. Totally shredded. Right.
Oh, can we not talk about this? Because I worked quite hard for my shred.
Well, this is why
man.
we need to talk about it. Yes, for the OGs. Come on, Chiwetel.
Effortless.
Virgin Radio.
Right, usually we play a couple of songs here before, I guess, but they're in the house, so we've got to get them on the air. Vass, it's over to you, my
They're
friend.
both brilliant British actors who've basically been in all our favourite things, from White Lotus to One Day to Lockdown to 12 Years a Slave, and now they both star in our actual favourite thing, a new Bridget Jones film, Mad About the Boy, out on Valentine's Day. And we love the Bridget Bones of the awesome Leo Woodall and Chiwetel Ejiofor.
All right, let's hear it for these guys. Come on.
The Bridget Bones?
Yeah, what about it? I mean, I know you've been to
That's the
Paris.
best
I know we're
reception
not
we've got
Paris.
so far.
We lost you at Paris, but you're here now.
We are.
Yes.
You were in Paris. What'd you go for, obviously, for this? Who'd you see? What was it like? Did you get on?
We did.
Yeah,
we got on very
Thank
well.
goodness for that. So we're going to be all right here, are we?
It'd be okay.
So you've already Paris, which is important.
Yes.
Leo and Chiwetel are Bridget's new boys, new men in Mad About the Boy. It's out in the cinemas. It's on 2 weeks on a Friday. It's Valentine's Day. If you don't have a Valentine's Day, all the girls are going out on Galentine's Day. Have you heard about this? All the boys are going out on Palentine's Day.
Oh, I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah.
I like Palentine's
Pressure's on
Day.
and not on. I've seen the film. I saw it on Monday. I think I laughed and cried in all the right places. I definitely laughed and cried. I hope I got it the right way
in
around.
the right places.
Yeah.
Good.
So Chiwetel, you play a teacher, and I'm going to say, Leo, do you play a groundsman? Would you be a groundsman?
Yeah, I think you described park ranger. But I'm
Park
not sure that's
ranger.
how
All right. There it is,
that's the
buggy.
term we use here.
So let's just get straight into that. You play a teacher, Chiwetel.
Yeah.
What were you both like at school, and are you good in the garden?
I'm not good in the garden, which is lucky that I wasn't playing the park ranger. But I think I was pretty good at school.
Yeah.
Enjoyed school.
I was not, and I didn't enjoy school, and I'm also not very good in the garden.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you carry it off pretty well in this
Thank you.
film, let me tell you. When you get the Bridget Jones call, let's go, because we've got loads of time, all right? We've got
Okay,
loads
great,
of time.
let's get comfy.
Yeah, let's get comfy.
Can I put my feet up?
When you get the Bridget Jones call, is there a no anywhere in the ether? So speaking to that, let's find out about when you got the call. Where when you get the call? How does this work for you, Chiwetel?
Well, it was a conversation with, I guess, my agent, first of all, and then that Michael Morris, who was directing the film, wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
And so then I was very excited. I went to meet him, and we had a great chat about it. The script was almost complete, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
So we had a call, we had a conversation, we had a lunch beforehand, and then I read the script, and then the sort of process started.
Okay, with respect, that's how it always goes. But
Yeah, exactly.
this had the words Bridget Jones in it.
Yeah.
So do you tell those? I've got a Bridget Jones conversation. Is it that big? In my mind, it would be that big, but I'm not you.
Well, I don't tend to tell anybody before it's all sort of done. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But it was very exciting. I was like, so it was all quite.
And when your agent
quiet,
calls, this is a good one, Chiwetel.
Yeah,
Is
for
that
sure.
kind of thing going on? It's like, call me back straight away. Or Is it one of those? I just trying to get. What's it like? Literally, what's it
I don't have
like?
voicemails. I don't remember the last time I had a voicemail.
So no.
It was, I guess it was, I think the energy is immediately different,
Right.
you know, because
of course.
it is Bridget
Now we're
Jones.
getting there. Come
Exactly. Okay, let's get into it.
Come on.
So I think the energy is immediately different. Everybody is very excited,
Right.
and including me. So you hear about it and you're thinking, right, you want to go and meet and talk about it.
Yeah.
But I think that it's always, when you finally read the script and you think, this is really, really good.
Yeah.
This is really, really good. This is really funny, really emotional. It hits so many different beats and you just feel like this is exciting stuff.
And how do you say yes? How long does it take to say yes once you've had all the right conversations with the right people?
I think it's never really a question of, it wasn't really a sort of yes or no kind of thing for me.
Right.
It was an immediate, once I'd met Michael, I was just very excited to read the script. And as soon as that came in, it was just sort of into the process of it. It wasn't like a formal acceptance of it. You know what I mean? It was just like, it was just happening. And
Right.
I was excited about it and we were discussing it. And then we had the actors' strike, actually, which then interrupted things for a while.
So
know.
when was this? What
So
time
this
period are we
was,
talking?
For me, like it must have been a year and a half ago, something like
Okay,
that.
all
2
right,
years ago. So, oh gosh, maybe even more. That I first talked to Michael about it, and then I think the actors' strike. So it just delayed everything. Kind of happened.
Okay, Leo, your experience of the same thing, please.
I must have been much later than you because I think I first got the script and the audition and we were all very excited and I had a meeting with Lucy Bevan. Chiwetel was already attached. Renee was obviously already attached and everyone.
That wouldn't be
else.
great if she wasn't, would it? Renee's
well, I
in.
hadn't read it yet.
Okay.
I don't know if maybe they were doing a remake or something. But I read it. I just thought it was. I already kind of wanted to be a part of it because I love Bridget Jones. But then when I read it, I thought, wow, this is actually, so much. It's exceeded all my expectations.
Yeah, and it is a game of two halves.
It's a different kind of film to the other three.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
completely different, and it's wonderful. It's completely wonderful.
Yeah.
Now there's some amazing gags in there, none of which we can really talk about. There's a gag that's going to go down in cinema history, which is the one.
I don't know which one.
I'm going to turn the microphones off. I'm going to turn the microphones off. It's one of the greatest jokes ever. And none of us saw it coming. We're at this screening on Monday and people have been watching these crusty, dusty critics who, I don't know who I was in the movie theatre with. It was dark. They are.
Yeah.
And then this thing, and we all went, oh no! Anyway, that's good.
Yeah.
Right, so there is a shred off. You don't. I don't think you appear in a scene together, do you?
No.
Right.
Well, we do.
Yes, we do. Sorry.
Which one was it? Which one was that?
In the park.
Yes.
Oh yeah, of course
Yeah,
you do.
yeah,
Absolutely,
in the
you do,
tree,
because you
in the
both have
tree.
the same situation and you come at it from different angles.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
But you do. There is a shred off, but it's just a virtual one.
A shred off.
Yeah, because you're both shredded, totally shredded. Right.
Oh, can we not talk about this?
Yeah, we've got to. We've got to talk about it.
No, because I worked quite hard for my shred.
Well, now this is why we need to.
And then I saw this
is why
man.
we need to talk about it. Yes, for the OGs. Come on, Chiwetel.
Effortless. And I heard on the. I was so angry.
Right. Okay. Let's speak. Let's first of all explain. Let's frame what we're talking about.
Well,
as far as we
just
can.
In terms of shred, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, and just, how our physique.
Yeah.
And I went to the gym and I was doing my best.
And you're 28. You're 28. Yes.
I'm 28. Yeah, you don't have to remind everyone that I'm about.
I thought it's 28.
Leaning into
As
it.
I remember, Chiwetel, as I recall, as a 28-year-old, if you look at a gym, you get shredded, don't you?
lose a couple of
Well, no,
Your arms.
I know. I'm so angry because I also had heard that he on the day he was. They said, "Chiwetel, how do you feel about taking top off?" And he went, "Oh yeah, sure, whatever." I just did it. And then I saw what he looks like, and I just thought, "You absolute."
I know.
So and so.
Yeah. So here we go. Talk about salt in the wound, right? How much salt would you like in that wound? On Monday at the preview screening, right? That when the barn scene, which is
Yes.
I can't say too much because I don't want to spoil it. Audible gasps.
See,
Wow.
now
Audible gasps.
now I don't want to go to the premiere. I might not go to the premiere.
AGs.
just
they
put
call
your-
that in the game.
I hate you.
Audible gasps.
Audible, AG for the OG. AG for the OG, my friend. Right, go. You got to give us a bit of this juice
Yeah,
now.
can you
Come on,
please-
you
What
must.
is the
you
juice? I
you
don't
must
know.
have done. So, you must.
Well, I mean, obviously, I
That's
was.
about all the steroids you've given.
Yeah, exactly. All the juice.
All the juice.
Yeah, no, none of that. But
How dare you.
how dare you? Yeah, no, I was working out. You know, just because you're over 40
No, he
doesn't
wasn't.
mean you can't get down there
Oh,
and
mate, I tell you what.
put the hours in.
Absolute hats off. To be honest, it's not that you don't, Leo. Don't worry, you're not embarrassing
Exactly.
yourself here, but you are up against
Yeah,
the
please
OG.
keep it coming because
Oh,
I
jeez.
need a bit of a boost now.
Right, so how look, you two have been told by the film company what we can say and what we can't say yesterday on the show. You know, you have to sign those embargoes when you go and watch a preview, like I do, and you can't really talk about the film. It's not time yet. I sort of broke all that yesterday. If the film, if working title, if Eric and Tim listen back to yesterday's show, I'll be in jail by lunchtime, right? Because I
Okay.
broke all the spoilers.
Okay.
But now officially you're here, so how do we frame this? Who wants to give us what can we tell people about 4? Oh.
Go on, Shredder. Let me take this one.
Yeah,
That's the sound of an embargo. That's what it sounds like.
I can hear the sirens already.
So Bridget is widowed. We can say she's widowed, can't we?
Yes, I think that's been disclosed.
It's on the trailer. You can sell it from
yeah,
the trailer.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the film company had something to do with the trailer. That's
They
how-
have something to do with
Yeah,
it.
yeah. What else can we say? It's all gone very quiet in here all of a sudden, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. What
Please
did you
take it
say?
away. You're the season pro here.
What did you say in Paris? Well, first of all, Chiwetel, you play a school teacher.
Yeah, that's right. I can talk about
You
that.
play a school teacher armed with a whistle.
With a whistle.
Okay, man
Yes.
has whistle. He's going to use it.
Yes.
Tell us about your school teacher.
So, Mr. Wallaker
Yeah.
is a pretty strict, I think. I think he's a pretty strict, pretty engaged teacher.
Yeah.
And he teaches, he teaches Billy, which
You've
is...
gone all for me.
Yeah, exactly. Pulled down my shirt. There you go.
Yes, anyway.
Lowers the
as a
voice
school,
gets
speaking
as
as a school teacher, yes.
So he's one of Billy's teachers as well, who's Bridget's son, and so that's really how.
That's all we got time for, folks.
And it's through that sort of his slight intensity with education and enthusiasm,
Passion?
I'd say, enthusiasm and passion, that he kind of that he sort of interacts with Bridget properly, and actually not in the most friendly way, really. I think they have very different styles and approaches to sort of life generally. Hers a bit more chaotic, his a bit more.
There's a
formal.
Mr. Darcy seriousness to him, isn't there?
There is something
kind
of
of
that.
thing
Yeah,
going on
there is
there.
something of that. Yeah.
All right, now tell us about your young whippersnapper, park ranger, zookeeper, whatever he is, dressed in green. Leo
Yes,
Woodall.
let's go with Zookeeper. He's a guy who meets Bridget when she's hanging off the tree, which I know is not a spoiler because it's in the trailer.
Yeah.
With the children stuck up a tree, and it's sort of timed in a way that she's been encouraged by her friends to sort of get back on the horse and get some joy back in her life outside of work and motherhood, and they go on, they find a connection, and they sort of.
And then some things
Then
happen that
some
we can't
stuff
talk
happens,
about.
yeah.
And what I love about the teacher, there's so many things because you're talking about rom-coms, and it's funny because rom-coms are quite cyclical. And I know there's been 4 Bridget Jones movies now, but they are quite cyclical because they were the 80s, mid 80s, and then there were the mid 90s with your Notting Hills and your 4 Weddings and a Funeral, and then there was the mid noughties, and now here we are again, sort of the mid 20s again. And these things do come back and they let themselves settle, and then we all reflect on them, and then they and now because there's been 4 installments, or there will have been 4 installments of this come Valentine's Day, you can also use the sort of culture of the film and the environment of the films and the technical references in the films, and the music as a scorecard for your own life, because we're all 20 odd years older.
Yeah.
So you were early 20s, weren't you, Chiwetel, when the first Bridget Jones came out?
Yeah.
Mid 20s?
Yeah.
I was sort of 20, 20 to 34, 35, something like that. And I went back to watch the first Bridget Jones yesterday because I had never seen it. So I was the only person in the world that's seen 4 but not 1.
Oh, right. Okay.
And I couldn't believe how punchy it was. The humour's really punchy. It's really, I mean,
It's wonderful, yeah.
fearless, isn't it?
Yeah, it really goes for it. Yeah.
So, can you remember the first Bridget Jones Chiwetel? Did you go and watch it? Or what was the vibe? You were an actor at the time, really successful already.
I mean, I loved it. You know, I remember it being really funny. It is, like you say, you know, it's really interesting going back and re-looking at it now.
Yeah.
Because
so much has happened.
Yeah, a lot's happened, and it feels very on the edge, right?
Yeah, totally.
You sort of feel like there are certain things in it that you probably couldn't put in a film today, right?
Yeah.
And that's really interesting, just seeing the way that the culture is different, evolved, and how we all have, you know.
Yeah.
So in a way, we've all grown up with Bridget. We've all experienced the world the way that she has, and that's one of the things that's exciting about it. It's still funny, though, and it's still fun looking back.
Oh, no,
at
it's
the film.
really
really
funny.
It's
funny.
still really...
I
And
think
it's
it-
still got that sort of secret ingredient.
Well, I think it pre-offices The Office because it doesn't have a laugh track,
Yeah.
and some of those it is, you know, a lot of it's set in in an office,
Yeah.
and it's got those flat jokes that, and I don't mean that they land flat. I mean they're just flat and fat and confident.
Yeah.
And there's no sort of arch hamminess to them. Sorry, I'm doing all the talking here, but you know what I mean.
No,
totally.
You know what I mean? Now, of course, you, young man, were 2 or 3 or 4 when
Yeah, you don't want to know. I think I must have been.
this is
around that.
pre-workout days.
I know that.
So did you go back? Stop it now.
God, I loathe you.
Did you go back and watch, or had you watched, or what's your Bridget Jones history?
My Bridget Jones journey. I think I probably would have seen it before I was maybe fully conscious, and it's one of those films that you kind of watch every Christmas or something, and
Yeah.
or you can kind of watch any time of the year. So I've seen the first one. I don't even know how many times.
Right.
2 and 3 I've seen a handful. But yeah, I've sort of grown up.
Because it could go
grown
either
up
way.
with
I
it.
mean, you know, obviously, if you've seen it, you've seen it. You can't unwatch it. Had you not seen it, would you watch it, or would you want to bring something new to it? Because you've had that experience before when you've done things that other people have done. Do you go back, or do you not go back? That's the thing, isn't it? I
Sure.
suppose.
Yeah. I think it's always good to kind of get the full context.
Yeah.
You know, I think you don't necessarily need to watch it the day before you start shooting
Yeah.
Something new or something. You know, an additional piece.
But you don't watch it halfway through. Go, oh, completely balls this one up.
Yeah, I guess you have to make a decision at some point as to what you're going to do.
Just come on set. So who plays Bridget?
Yeah. So who is Bridget? What?
It's funny though, isn't it? There's lots of snow in this one. We can say that. I didn't know
That's
snow
a
was.
huge spoiler. What do you mean?
Yeah, there's snow.
Christmas?
Yeah, Christmas, New Year,
kidding,
whatever.
I'm
Also, I didn't realise from the opening. There's a fantastic cinematic moment in which we sort of alluded to yesterday, and I won't say what it is, but when I was watching it on the big screen on Monday, there's a beautifully symmetrical cinematic moment where Bridget and her children have a reflection of what's gone on and letting go with 3 other things in the similar shot. That is magical. That's proper, isn't it? That's right up there.
Yeah.
But of course, there's this other amazing wide shot when Mr. Malika,
Wallaker.
Mr. Wallaker takes the kids on the field trip.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, where's that? I thought it was Italy. It's the Lake District, isn't
It's
it?
the Lake District.
I mean,
yeah,
come
it's
on.
around Lake Windermere. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
And was the barn really? I don't know what we're allowed to say or not.
Well, there was a barn. There's a barn.
There's
I
a
think.
barn.
There's a barn.
There's
in
a barn.
the film. Yeah.
When
There were bats in that barn.
No, I was listening to a student of cinema yesterday, and he was talking about characters and about actors. Yesterday, accidentally, because the kids always watch the TV now with subtitles on. I don't know why they do that. This is all kids do this now all the time. Because I think it's a double screening thing. And so the subtitles were on when I was watching the first film yesterday, and I'm looking at the lines, and then I'm listening to the actors say the lines. And actors, you guys, you really obviously bring things to life. And somebody was saying, like, what's going on with a great actor is if you draw the lines of a wave to represent an ocean, that's a very sort of one-dimensional line. But it's what's going on underneath that matters. And when you have simple but heartfelt speeches like you two both have in this amazing new Bridget Jones film, why do they land so importantly with the audience? And that's because you two and all your brilliant co-stars have funneled all this backstory into the representation of these characters. And it's not what you're saying necessarily, although the script obviously is hugely important. It's the weight you bring behind it in what's not being said, but you're still getting across on screen. How do you do that with your groundsman zookeeper guy, and how do you do that with your school teacher? First of all, Leah.
You should teach acting.
That was very good. That was good.
Profound.
But that's what you do, isn't it?
I mean, I would attempt it. Yeah.
So
I hope so.
How do you construct your young Romeo?
I mean, I haven't thought about it as the wave thing. I think I don't know. I think for me, I definitely. You always have nerves when you come onto set, and I think the best way to get over that is to just ground yourself.
But he's so believable as a young guy who genuinely, in the end, might want to fall in love with another woman.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I just know that if I don't believe what I'm doing, I'd suddenly go, why am I doing this? I feel so silly. So I think it's just all about, I don't know, convincing yourself that everything is real. I mean, everything you're saying is real.
Mr. Wallaker, your tools, or Mr. Wallaker's tools, or as an actor for Mr. Wallaker, your tools within this script are magnificent, because it's the fact that science says nothing exists unless it can be measured, but we all know love exists. And therein lies Mr. Wallaker's dilemma.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can you speak a bit about that without giving too much away?
Yeah, I think that he's a sort of, in a way, a man of science. You know, he's the teacher, but he's also very kind of analytical, and and there's a kind of straightness to him. And along comes somebody who's much more chaotic in Bridget, and it surprises him. What it evokes for him.
Yeah.
You know? And then also the way that he kind of reflects on his own life up until that point. And I guess that's what you mean about subtext and bringing subtext. I think all of these characters have such rich subtext, and that's the way that they've been written. That you can really play that kind of the emotional journeys of these.
That's why I don't like the term rom-com.
Yeah.
Because who doesn't love rom-com? But you think it's fluffy, and you think it's popcorn, you think it's candy, and you think it's nonsense, and you think it's meaningless, and you think it's just 2 hours to kill on the sofa as opposed to fill with joy and with profundity. But it's not. A film has to be that, otherwise it is nonsense, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, and this is filled with emotion. This is, as a film, as in its totality.
Yeah.
Obviously, it has all of that, the sort of lightness and the humor and the romantic side of it, but also, it's deeply emotional, and I think that's really amazing.
Right, so you two massively accomplished. Of course you are. You are, not as far down the line as the AG over here, the nominated, the Academy. Round of applause. Academy nominated.
With a six-pack and a whistle.
With a six-pack. So no name, no pack drill here. But Renée Zellweger arrives on set for the first time, or you meet her for the first time. This is Bridget Jones now. Now I know you're both pretty great shakes in your own particular fields. But Renée Zellweger arrives. What's that like?
I mean, the thing about her is that she's so iconic, and she's such a decorated actor that it would be easy for her to have this kind of, I don't know, this gravitas, this intimidation about her, but she's so humble and lovely and kind and sort of just goofy that it cuts through all of that. And for me, I met her for coffee with Michael a week before my first day, and I knew that it was going to be a breeze with her.
Now, she's not the boss, but it's like meeting the boss.
It was a bit like, I was terrified.
Right,
and then I met her.
What kind of game did you take? I mean, obviously you're going to take your A game, but what ingredients were in that particular day's A game to the coffee?
Don't spill the coffee. Make sure it's not too hot.
How'd you get there?
I got on a Lime bike, so that was.
You love a Lime bike, don't you?
I do love a Lime bike, but it was a rookie error because I turned up and it was a hot day, and I had just cycled for 25 minutes, and I was so hot, and I drank 2 pints of water the second I arrived. I was just sweating.
So
and
you
I was
didn't
like,
know
God,
to
it's
go,
terrible.
excuse me a minute, Renee.
No, I thought
I'm a little bit hot here.
I thought maybe it'd be a touch
You need to be
inappropriate if I
experiencing
did
a little
that.
bit more of this in the forthcoming frames. What about you, Chiwetel?
Yeah, no, I think
Lunch, dinner, breakfast, what happened?
No, I think I met Renee on the set. On the set. No. Let's
Cancelling his gym membership. Not required.
No. But on set, and it is. She's created something. She's an extraordinarily brilliant actress, and she's created something amazing. There are only a handful of people who've created iconic characters, and who are almost synonymous at times with those characters.
It's nearly getting up there with Bond, isn't it?
Yeah.
But with the same actor playing the lead role the whole time.
Except that you couldn't have another actor play Bridget.
Yeah, for decades now, and for people to have grown up with that character, attach themselves to Bridget, it's really remarkable.
Yeah, and also what she's been through in her life, in real life, because of course you can act all you like, but you still bring yourself to the party, and she's a different person. It's all right for you two, and I mean that sort of in the most sort of kindly way that I possibly could. But you can be whoever you want, really, because it's your first outing, isn't it? She's got like, okay, where am I? What do I look like? How am I? What's my energy like? What do I bring to this that's not going to let all the other women down who've been with me on this journey? I mean, that's a big deal,
Amazing.
isn't it?
It's a lot. I imagine it's a ton of pressure that's on her shoulders, but that was what was so extraordinary about seeing how she conducts herself, is that she just every single day on set she led the crew of 200 people to the end of the day with smiles on her face. I mean, she hung off a tree. I don't think.
Tell us about the tree.
She hung off this tree, and she was harnessed.
Yeah.
But she didn't tell anyone that she actually the harness wasn't working. She was hanging on by her fingertips.
Oh my God.
For about an hour.
Slack, wasn't it?
And then they were like, "Are you okay? You okay, Renee?" And she said, "Yeah, I'm good. I just, I might need to get that." And they were like, "Is the harness not working?" She's like, "No." And her fingertips were holding her on by this tree, and she had no complaints, no.
You were going to chip in there something about leading from the front.
Yeah, she just has this. I think she just has this profound understanding of what is and what isn't Bridget. And where that does and doesn't separate from Renee, and it's a really, so when she in these conversations she can just very precisely say what works for Bridget, what doesn't work for, you know what I mean, like she really understands this character in such a three-dimensional way.
Would you ever go to Renée Zellweger on set and say, Renee, this is Bridget Jones, obviously I'm Chiwetel and I'm Leo, and we've done 5 days, 6 days, 6 weeks, but this scene, you're Renée Zellweger, you're Bridget Jones, would you ever ask her how to play anything within this movie, or are you okay with that?
What do you mean? How we would play?
Just like, well, give us some Bridgetness about this scene, or do you know what I mean? Or would you not do that?
No, I didn't do that.
No, I don't think so.
You don't need to, because you know what you do.
Well, I hope so.
But it'd be like, for me, like Jurgen Klopp. It's like, Jurgen,
right.
I am Mo Salah, but however, even though I'm, give me a bit of, but you didn't need that. So all good.
Oh, I mean, I definitely felt like I probably needed it on certain days. I didn't want to bother her with it.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that on her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe I'd have a
interesting.
conversation with the director, or you know what I mean, with Michael maybe. But and if she was around, it would be great to hear her perspective on it if I was struggling with something. But I wouldn't try to kind of interrupt her process by just sort of laying it on her.
Was there a hang afterwards? Was there a hang scene? Did you hang?
Well, one of my last days was a scene. It's a big party.
Yeah,
that's fine. I can say that.
All right, okay, fair enough.
It's just a party.
There's always a
party. In a
it's just the party, everyone.
Looking through the window at the Universal.
Looking through the window. Don't look.
Anyway, so that felt like a big hang.
Good. Excellent. Right, good.
I've just seen all those drawings.
Yeah, nice. Pretty cool. Right, so the tree, let's talk about the tree again. Is the tree really on Hampstead Heath?
It is, yeah.
Okay, and because you dressed, your character is dressed in a similar kind of uniform that people who work on Hampstead Heath might dress in.
Yeah.
Did you blend in? Were you confused? Did people ask you for directions?
Yeah, no, people did. I was wearing exactly the same clothes that actual Heath Rangers
so you could
were
wander
wearing.
around.
Yeah,
oh, he looks a bit like Leo Woodall.
They were all nodding at me, and some of them sort of had a slightly bewildered look on their face. I haven't met you before.
Yeah.
But I became a park ranger.
Did you go to that
full method?
Did you go to that amazing calf by the bandstand?
I don't know.
Oh, it's the best.
Maybe
calf.
not.
It's the best calf. Mr. Wallaker, as your teacher, Mr. Wallaker, you had the tweed, you had the patches. Were you ever mistaken for a teacher?
I don't think I had the
How was it
patches.
teaching? Did you like it? You were really good at it, by the way.
Well, thank you. I loved the kids. They were just so great, and actually it became, because it was a sort of class. So we would end up, when we went up to the Lake District, it was all the same people. So it was really kind of fun to get to know everybody, and really great.
How much did you two see each other in the filming?
A fair bit. I mean, not tons. I missed him very much once our films were.
Well, we were in a lot of the same or similar locations, right? But just on different day or different times. So I would turn up and you would have finished a scene or something.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
And unlike Hugh and Colin in the original, you're not rivals, are you? You're not pitted against each other.
No.
That's the difference, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're not rivals at all.
No,
actually.
I don't think
we don't know each other.
You're not really aware of each other.
Apart from
that one scene
that
in
first
the street.
That's the sleight of hand that's going on there.
Yeah.
Hugh Grant is around again. Can we say that? Was he in the trailer?
Yeah.
He's in the trailer. Yeah.
He's in the trailer. Okay.
So.
Have you worked with him before? What was he like?
Well, I'd met him briefly when we were doing Love Actually, but again,
of course.
Yeah, but again, we weren't we weren't in any scenes together or anything, so it was literally just around and about. But that was a while ago.
Your experience of the Grandmeister?
I met him 2 days ago.
Yeah. How'd you get on?
Great. He's a very charming, funny man.
He's a very
nice man.
He's so funny, isn't he?
Yeah. I was a little starstruck. I had a couple of opportunities to say hello, and I was a bit too shy. But the third one I took.
Did you watch The Gentleman?
Yes, I did. Where he plays the menacing Cockney. Yeah.
He's good in that, isn't he?
He's good. He's good
enjoying
at
this
everything.
whole sort of second coming, isn't he, as an actor? He's like so in demand now. Yeah, it's ridiculous. You, of course, have White Lotus. White Lotus is coming back on the 17th of February on Monday, 16th in America. Can you tell I'm excited about it? Very excited about White Lotus. Clearly, you won't be in it. What was it like? What was it like? Did you watch White Lotus?
I have not seen it.
Oh my God!
I know.
You
I
haven't
know.
seen any White Lotus?
I have not
Gets
Are
seen
you
worse
having
and
a
worse,
laugh?
doesn't it?
I don't know what you're doing today. I don't know if you're busy, but if
You
you're
know
not,
what? My abs are great in that one.
Okay, great. Sold. Thank you.
yeah.
You haven't seen it.
How old were you in that?
I was 25, maybe. It was a few years ago now.
Not a dissimilar storyline, and a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, a bit of a just sort of, Jack the Lad, Lover Boy.
White Lotus is great, isn't it?
It's great. I can't wait for this season.
If you haven't seen that, what the heck have you been watching, Chiwetel?
Not much, to be honest
Really?
with you. Yeah.
Busy.
One day?
But, yeah. You're going to go through your entire...
Have you
It's not very long, so it won't take long.
Have you seen Yellowstone?
I'm sorry. I haven't seen Yellowstone, no.
Have you heard of Yellowstone?
I have heard...
Spend all your time at the gym, don't you?
Have you seen Yellowstone?
No, I haven't.
Well, there we are.
Yeah.
I think it's Breaking Bad on horseback, right?
Really?
But unfortunately for me, Quentin Tarantino thinks it's Coronation Street.
Oh, dear.
He thinks it's a soap opera.
Does he?
Yeah.
Quentin actual Tarantino?
Yeah, he said it's a soap opera. He said it gets on his nerves. Unlike Landman, made by the same people. Good. So we are 2 weeks away from the big premiere. Where is the main... Is it in London? I presume it is, or are they all over the place? New York?
There's a
Paris.
big one in Leicester Square.
Yeah, tonight. Yeah.
On the night of. The night before, I would imagine.
No, we have it tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah, it was
tonight.
a big premiere tonight, yeah.
I thought it was
Sorry,
going to be closer
wouldn't
to
know.
Come along.
It's in the post.
In the post. How many requests for tickets have you had for things like that? Apart from mine, which you'd like to get after this programme.
Yeah, we'll see if we can squeeze you in.
That's the first time you looked askance in the whole interview. It's like, get me out of here now. I'm busy. I have 1 million children. Okay, live miles away.
Yeah.
Other than that, I'm your man.
I mean, I don't know how many tickets you were allocated. I am included in my own ticket allocation. I didn't realise that. So I had to uninvite someone because I didn't.
Oh,
realise
you
I
didn't. You
count.
were in.
I didn't realise today was the big day. I didn't know that. Wow, that's exciting, isn't it?
Very exciting.
And then will you go off around the world globetrotting on various sofas and things?
A
No.
few different places.
Where are you going to... Come on, this is good.
We go to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
We go to Rome
Australia.
and Australia.
Yeah, and America.
New York.
In America, yeah.
Oh, wow. When's New York?
Mid-Feb.
And is that a press tour and premieres?
Yeah, exactly.
At the same time.
That'd be press tour and premieres. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Cool. What else? Anything else? We got a couple more minutes. Come on. Give me some more.
Go on, give us a goss.
Come on. What do you not want to talk about that would be fun?
It's in the plot of the film, or just sort of generally.
I don't care.
No, I think we've kind of covered.
I mean, you did get us in early. This is what happened.
What did they ask you in Paris?
It was all in French.
Yeah. But they asked us a lot
was
about
asked-
sort of favourite moments of Bridget Jones, I
Yes.
guess, over the years. And,
Yes.
It was like an exam.
yeah, one of them was actually literally a quiz. But and then favourite moments, I guess, of shooting this film and that sort of thing, which I think we kind of agreed that doing all the stuff in the park was great, actually.
Yeah.
And really fun, and a fun way to start
Seemingly
the whole.
the only thing we can talk about.
Because it's the two of us,
Yeah, yeah.
But, and it was great for me. It was a fun way to start the film.
Yeah.
Of course, if you've recently watched the first Bridget Jones film, as Vassos and I both did yesterday, and we didn't know we were going to do that, did we, Vassos? We didn't know. You'll see that if you were in the first film, you would have had to smoke because there was just
requirement.
smoking. Unbelievable.
Forgotten how much people smoked in 2001. The ashtrays overflowing. You sort of want to AI it all out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they would have smoked real cigarettes. I've smoked the herbal ones, and they are absolutely disgusting.
Because you have to do that, don't you, for some certain
Yeah,
films?
if it's a
herbal.
period piece, you can get away with it.
And it's got to be herbal because of passive
nicotine.
smoking and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think it's just also if you end up chain smoking 10 real cigarettes. And
Yeah, you don't want to be doing
Those
that.
rose kind of cigarettes.
Yeah,
Not with all
yeah,
those
like
continuity
dried rose
stills
petals.
photographers around. All right, so you're going to end up at the premiere tonight. There'll be a big party. There's usually for it because this is a big deal. Bridget Jones, it's the world premiere, isn't it, tonight? Oh, I mean, what a laugh!
Yeah, I
this
know.
is right up there, isn't it, Chiwetel?
Brilliant.
You've been to a few of these.
I've been to.
Yeah,
I've been
in
to
your
a couple.
time.
It's really exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and so what are you going to do between now and then? More of this?
More of this.
And what do you have? Who are you going to wear tonight?
I'm going to be wearing Loewe tonight.
How does that work? Have you been fitted or not? Is it?
Yeah, I've been fitted and stuff, and I like my suit. I hope.
And are you
I
being
hope
picked
other
up
people
from
like
home?
my suit, but if they don't, that's okay.
They will like your suit. Are you being picked up from home?
No, we're a hotel.
We're gonna be, hotel.
It's cool, isn't it? It's so cool. Because you never get to do this again.
Yeah.
Today is the day. I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
Are you as excited as I want you to be?
I am really excited.
You're cool. You play it cool anyway. Is this a 10 for you?
This is a 10.
Yes.
Definitely. This is definitely a 10.
How do you feel about it?
Well, I haven't done a big premiere like
Ever?
this before, ever.
Give him some tips.
So yeah, you got any tips for me?
No tips. Just enjoy it. It's like I think because this one is really really special, and everybody is going to be really excited, and it's so beloved. So it's kind of just ride the energy of it all. I think.
And what about red carpet etiquette or super hacks? Do you linger? What do you do? Come on.
I don't know. I mean, I think Leo's going to be absolutely fine. It's
Yeah.
sort of. I think it's like I say. I think it's just about enjoying it. And
What is your schedule for tomorrow?
We got a long day of
Tomorrow?
more press tomorrow. Yeah. So
So-
sadly we can't really go into the wee hours.
You can't.
really-
You can't. As this.
Can
Can you get on it a bit?
get on it a bit?
Yes. I don't get on it at all anymore. Can you please let me know what it's
you can
like?
live vicariously through us.
Yes. Will you get on it?
Get on the sparkling waters
yes.
till 3 in the morning.
Come on, Chiwetel.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Are you taking anybody that you love nearest and dearest tonight?
I'm taking a bunch of my family and friends, although I won't get to see them that much because we'll get
Yeah,
sort
but
of way
then-
to do
Oh,
But they'll
our
be
thing.
so
it's a
thrilled
dude.
for you, won't they? I mean, so thrilled.
Yeah.
What about you, Chiwetel?
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Love blondes.
All right. Well, you're both brilliant. Vas, do you want to? I mean.
So you walk. We had Rory Kinnear on last week talking about Banker Dave 2, and he said he's been in some big brilliant stuff as you both have, but he says if you walk onto a Bond set, different gravy. Is a Bridget Jones set sort of similar in that sort of just the scale of the whole production and the the number of people and the catering and everything like that?
Catering was very nice. I mean, you're probably the person to ask because
Well, I don't know if it's wildly different, but it's. But I tell you what I think is different about a Bridget Jones set is that everybody is so engaged with the world of Bridget. That everybody loves the material so much, and that is really special, you know, just to be around everybody who's so emotionally invested in this character. And I think, you know, like we said before, I think that's really about Renee really leading from the front and everybody loving Bridget. You know, I think that's really
Everyone
a
was
really
in a
integral
good mood.
part of it.
Yeah, and killer performances from the gang. You know, Emma Thompson on fine form as always. Well, great to have you both here. Thank you so much for staying so long. I know I'm a bit annoying sometimes, but I just I'm too zealous for my own good. Enjoy the premiere. I remember Jurassic Park when I was invited to that one.
In the post, it's in the post, I'm sure.
I was invited to a
Late
Bond
delivery.
one. Have you been to premiere?
Yeah, I've been to a couple
Those
of
were
Bond
the
premieres.
Yeah, those were the days. All right, well, no, you have a great time. Please
Or maybe
do.
I don't know. Come to one of the fences and just climb over. It'll be a great, you know, picture.
I'll bring my
moment.
box because it'll be easier because I
Your
got
box?
to get into cars now because they're higher up with my hip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
yeah,
I'll
bring
do
your
that.
box.
I'll do that. I'll bring the box.
Yeah, find your first empty seat you can, and then Bob's your uncle.
Leo, thank you, mate. Leo Woodall, Chiwetel Ejiofor, here today. Bridget Jones' new boys. Mad about the boy, but maybe even more mad about the OG. Yes, come on. In cinemas, 2 weeks on Friday, Valentine's Day. Fill your boots.